Most of us over 70 are careful about the numbers. Blood pressure readings, cholesterol levels, maybe even our resting heart rate. But there is one daily habit that nearly every senior overlooks completely, and it quietly holds some of the most honest information about how your body's actually doing on the inside. I am talking about your urination patterns. How often you go, when you go, what it looks like, and how it feels. These are not random or trivial details. They are your body's way of reporting on your kidneys, your heart, your nervous system, and your overall cellular health. Today, I want to walk you through 6 specific urination habits that carry real significance after age 70. By the time we are done, you will know what to watch for, what it might mean, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. Let's get into it. Habit 1. Waking up multiple times each night to urinate. There is a medical term for this, nocturia, and while many people brush it off as just getting older, it is often a direct window into how well your cardiovascular system is functioning. When your heart and kidneys are working efficiently together, they process the majority of your body's fluid load while you are active during the day. Your nights stay largely undisturbed. But when the heart loses pumping efficiency or the kidneys struggle to concentrate urine properly, fluid tends to pool in the lower legs throughout the day and only gets processed once you lie down flat at night. Consider 2 neighbors, Raymond and Gerald, both 75 years old. Raymond wakes up once at most, uses the bathroom, and falls right back to sleep. Gerald, on the other hand, is up 3 or 4 times every single night. He is dragging by mid-afternoon but chalks it all up to age. What Gerald has not considered is that his pattern may be pointing to early fluid regulation issues that are very much worth investigating and addressing. Beyond the heart connection, broken sleep. It self-accelerates aging, it raises inflammation, weakens immune defenses, and dramatically increases the risk of a dangerous fall in the dark. Small adjustments can help significantly. Elevating your legs for 30 minutes in the late afternoon encourages fluid to return to circulation before bedtime. Reducing salt intake after noon also helps. If the pattern is getting worse rather than better, bring it up with your doctor. This is not something to simply wait out. Habit 2. Consistently holding it in for too long. Some people delay urination out of convenience. Others do it out of a long-standing habit of pushing through discomfort. But after 70, routinely ignoring your body's signal to go places real and unnecessary strain on both your bladder and your kidneys. The bladder wall is a muscle. Like any muscle, it needs to function within a healthy range to maintain its tone. When you repeatedly stretch it past its comfortable limit, it gradually loses elasticity and the ability to empty completely. That leftover urine sitting in the bladder becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. Urinary tract infections after 70 are not minor inconveniences. They can trigger sudden confusion, accelerate cognitive decline, and spark systemic inflammation that affects the entire body. Think about 2 men in their late 70s, Vincent and Thomas. Vincent has always been attentive to what his body asks of him and heads to the bathroom promptly when he feels the urge. He rarely deals with infections or discomfort. Thomas, a proud and self-described tough man, waits until the pressure is nearly unbearable. He has dealt with 3 UTIs in the past 18 months and still has not connected the pattern to his habit. Responding to the urge to urinate promptly is one of the most basic and underrated ways to protect your kidney function and stay out of the hospital. If you are finding this helpful so far, please drop a comment below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is a good time. Hit the bell so you never miss a new video. Your support genuinely helps us keep creating content like this. Habit 3. Cutting back on water to avoid the bathroom. This is one of the most common and most damaging habits among older adults. The fear of urgency, leakage, or simply not finding a bathroom in time leads many people to quietly stop drinking enough water. It feels like a practical solution. In reality, it creates a much bigger problem. Picture 2 women, Margaret and June, both 72. Margaret carries a small water bottle everywhere and sips steadily throughout the day. Her energy stays level, her mind stays sharp, and her bladder remains relatively calm. June, on the other hand, stops drinking anything after 2 in the afternoon because she worries about nighttime trips. By evening, she feels lightheaded, Her skin is dry, and she wakes up the next morning already mentally foggy, without ever connecting it to her fluid restriction. What June does not realize is that concentrated, underdiluted urine actually irritates the bladder lining and makes urgency worse, not better. It also allows minerals to accumulate in ways that increase the risk of bladder stones and kidney stress. Every cell in your body, from your brain to your joints, depends on water to clear waste and maintain function. Dehydration quietly undermines all of it. The solution is not to drink large amounts all at once. Sip consistently throughout the day and aim for pale yellow urine as your visual target. If it is dark amber or has a noticeable odor, your body is asking for more water. Listen to that signal rather than suppress it. Habit 4. Straining and forcefully pushing to urinate. When flow feels slow or weak, it is instinctive to bear down and try to force things along. But after 70, this habit carries consequences that go well beyond the bathroom. Think about two men, Howard and Dennis, both 78 years old. Howard has learned over the years to slow down, breathe, and let his body work without interference. He takes his time and leaves the bathroom without tension. Dennis, who has always been a get-it-done type, feels frustrated the moment things do not move quickly. He strains every single time and has started having occasional dizzy spells afterward that he cannot explain. Those dizzy spells are not a coincidence. Forceful straining triggers a vagal nerve response that can briefly drop blood pressure and heart rate, particularly risky in older adults on cardiovascular medications. Beyond that, repeated straining weakens the pelvic floor muscles and the connective tissue supporting the bladder and surrounding organs. In men, slow or hesitant flow is frequently a sign of prostate enlargement. In women, it often relates to shifts in bladder positioning. In either case, forcing the issue does not fix the underlying cause. It just layers physical stress onto an existing problem. The better approach is to relax, breathe slowly, and allow natural bladder pressure to do the work. Consistent pelvic floor exercises, done properly over time, can meaningfully improve flow strength without any force required. Still watching? Leave a comment below. I read every single one. If today's video has been useful, please share it with someone who could benefit. And do not forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. Habit 5. Not paying attention to the color and appearance of your urine. Your urine is a daily diagnostic report that costs you nothing and requires only a moment of attention. After 70, developing the habit of actually observing it can help you catch small problems before they become serious ones. Pale yellow and clear is what you're aiming for. Consistently darker yellow almost always points to inadequate hydration. Cloudy urine can indicate a bacterial infection or elevated mineral concentration. Orange or brownish tones can signal liver or kidney stress and should be followed up with a doctor promptly. Persistent foam or froth can sometimes mean the kidneys are allowing protein to escape into the urine, an important sign that needs medical attention. Consider two women in their early 80s, Sylvia and Miriam. Sylvia checks what she sees in the toilet every day, the same way she checks the weather. When she noticed persistent cloudiness over the course of 4 days, she increased her water intake and called her doctor. A quiet early infection was caught and treated quickly with no complications. Miriam, on the other hand, never looks. She developed a slow-building kidney issue that went undetected for months longer than it needed to because the early signals simply passed unnoticed. This is not about anxiety or obsession. Think of it as a 30-second daily check-in that your body is already providing for free. That small habit of observation is one of the lowest effort, highest value things you can do for your health after 70. Habit 6. Hiding or quietly accepting urgency and leakage. Sudden, overwhelming urgency. Small leaks when sneezing, laughing, or lifting something. These are among the most common complaints in older adults, and among the most silently suffered. The shame around these issues is real and understandable. But here is what that shame often leads to. Withdrawal. And that withdrawal, more than the leakage itself, is what shortens lives. Think about two people, Ronald and Beverly, both 76 years old. Ronald started experiencing urgency and leaks a year ago. Too embarrassed to mention it to anyone, he quietly stopped going to his weekly bowling group, started turning down dinner invitations, and began spending most of his time at home. Within 6 months, his mood had dropped, his daily movement had dropped, and his overall health had declined noticeably. Beverly noticed the exact same symptoms around the same time. Instead of retreating, she brought it up with her doctor, started a bladder retraining program, adjusted her diet to remove caffeine and acidic triggers, and kept every one of her social commitments. A year later, her symptoms have improved significantly, and her quality of life has not skipped a beat. Social connection and physical movement are two of the most consistently proven predictors of how long a person lives after 70. When a bladder issue quietly pulls someone away from both, the downstream damage to longevity is real. The good news is that urgency and leakage are not life sentences. Bladder retraining, targeted pelvic exercises, dietary adjustments, and sometimes minor changes to medication timing can produce meaningful improvement within weeks. Facing this with honesty and a willingness to act is not weakness. It is exactly the kind of self-advocacy that keeps people vital, independent, and fully present in their own lives. If you are still here, thank you. Please go ahead and leave a comment below sharing one thing from today that resonated with you. That feedback means a great deal and helps us know what to cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. We will see you in the next one. Final thoughts. Take a quiet moment today to honestly review your own patterns. Are you waking up repeatedly at night? Are you drinking enough water? Have you noticed changes in color, urgency, or flow that you have been putting off thinking about? These are not signs that your health is beyond your control. They are information, and information acted on early gives you the power to make small adjustments that add up to real, lasting difference. Your body has carried you for 7 decades or more. It is still communicating with you every single day. The question is simply whether you are listening.